Okay, now I have to cut these off. Probably the easiest way to do this is this. I'm just going to draw a rectangle out here. And I'm going to make it, how about 100 comma 100, enter. No, that might not be big enough. All right, I can always grab this line. Well, let's see. That'll probably be okay. What I'm going to do is make it a group. I'm going to hit M to move it. I'm going to grab its midpoint here, put it right in the center. Then I'm going to move it again. I'm going to move it out. I'm going to hit the left arrow key for the green axis, move it out this way 84 inches, because that's where we want to cut things off. May have to make this bigger. Then I'm going to edit this. Looks like I'm sitting on top of this, so I'm going to push this down maybe 20 inches. I'll take the top and pull it up, maybe 10 inches. But the main idea is this is interrupting these guys. So actually I didn't do it quite big enough, so I'm going to edit this guy. I'm going to pull this out enough so it completely swallows up that white floor joist over there, and I'll go around the other side and do the same thing. Edit this, pull this out just so it contains that. It's going to be a little tricky because I'm going to have to do this in the component, but what I'm going to do is take this group, cut it out. I could right click and choose the scissors, cut it out, double click the component so I'm inside this component, right click and paste it in. I'm going to have to use this for two cutting operations. So the first thing I'm going to do is select this. Actually, it's already selected. If it wasn't selected, I would select it, copy it. So on a Chromebook, Control C. Then I'm going to reach over here to the solid tools, grid subtract, which is the third one, and subtract this group from this red group. And that just cut those off. The reason I copied it is now I can right click and paste it back in again. And we can use that to go to subtract. Hang on. Get back in the component here. Use subtract, third one, to subtract this from this guy. And that's going to give me that. Actually, I have to turn a corner on this. So here's what we'll do. I'll zoom in a lot. I'll take a tape line and double click it on this, some random point, not the end point and not this middle. I'll click it like a third of the way across. Put that guideline in. And we can just do this by hand. So all I have to do now is this, really easy actually. If I edit this one, so just click on it 9,000 times until you get dots. We'll take a line and we'll just trace that over that tape line and use push-pull to take this and push it all the way and just touch the bottom line. And that's going to give us a double angle there. Because it's a component, it's doing it to all of them. So they're all cut like that. Okay. Then we're going to add on an end board to cover these up so raccoons can't get in under your deck here. We're just going to draw a rectangle from the top of one of these to the bottom of one of these guys. We'll use push-pull to pull it out 1.5. And I want to make it extra long, so I'm just going to pull this out so it passes this one. Go over here, pull this one out so it passes this one. Make it a group because I'm going to drop it in the component. You always want to make it a group before you put it in there. So I'm going to take that piece. I made it a group. I'm going to cut it out. You could right click and use the scissors to cut it out. Get inside the component by double clicking it. And now I'm going to do paste in place. Right click, paste in place, gives us that. Now I can see how they overlap. And where this is tricky, I want to edit this one. And the other ones will light up, but you have to really concentrate on this one. We're editing the left side of this one. I have to draw on a line from the inside intersection till the outside intersection. And that lets me push this down to nothing. Push it down, touch the bottom. Then I can zoom out, go over the other side, and that diagonal line is an illusion. This diagonal line is actually part of this. There is no line in this guy, so we still have to draw this in again, and then take this and push it down to nothing. Tell it to go down 7.5, because these guys are all 2x8s. And that gives us that. Okay, let's do this for right now. Let's just, okay. Right now I'm outside the component. So I clicked out of there. If you have a component selected, you can always right click, and I should be able to deselect in here. Right click, close the component. I have to click an empty space. Okay, so we'll take a line, we'll go from the center, and we'll just trace the pizza slice right to the corner. Outside point, outside point. We'll trace that whole thing. It's going to give us this, and we're going to pull this piece up 1.25, 1.25, enter. Make this a group. We won't put the decking lines in yet. Make this a group. Then I'm going to right click and cut it out. Double click on the component to get into it, and right click and paste it in place. And there's your floor framing. Your best bet on doing the posts is to come over here, not on this one, because this one would be on the angle. This one, if I draw a post over here, I'm going to draw a rectangle like this. This is going to be what's called a 6x6, which does not measure 6x6. It measures 5.5, comma, 5.5, enter. And I'm going to keep it simple for right now. I'm going to take this and hit push pull, and we'll pull it up. I think I went 7 feet on these things, so I'll pull it up 84, enter. And I'm going to definitely make it, light it up, hit the space bar, triple click it, light it up, make it a component, call it post. And then I'm going to move it. I'm going to go to the bottom, grab its bottom center point. I'm going to move it here. We don't want it to hang over the edge, so we can, it doesn't have to be exactly on the end, so we can just sort of set it in a little ways like that. So now we have this. If I put this guy into this component, it means that this post will come in on the left of every one. In this one, it'll come in over here. So let's do this. I'm going to take this guy and cut it out. I can right click, cut. Now I could get inside this component, double click it, and then paste in place. Now you have posts.